Hi, good morning. I'm here with an early morning practice to energize, mobilize the body, and it's a 15-minute practice, so not too much time, but hopefully you'll be feeling really a little bit more open, a little bit more mobile after. So let's go ahead and come into our comfortable standing position, mountain. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to let those hands drop down. We're going to reach up. Palms are going to touch, and we're going to let those hands float down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Let's go ahead and we'll start to do a little bit larger movement. Inhale, reach up. We're going to hip hinge and swan dive down. Hands connect to the shins. We're going to curl ourselves up. So we're going to inhale, we're going to reach up, we're going to hip hinge, swan dive down, and we're going to curl ourselves up. 1 more. Inhale, reach up, hip hinge, swan dive down, and then we're going to curl ourselves up. Good, and then let's shake out the arms, shake out the legs a little bit. And then we're going to jump into a modified sun salutation seat. So I'm going to turn to the side, we're going to step up to the front of the mat. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. We're going to inhale, arms reach up. We're going to hip hinge. We're going to swan dive down. Now we're going to connect to the earth, bring the right knee back. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach up. We're going to let those hands float down. That left foot joins the right foot. Toes are curled under as long as that feels okay. Otherwise, you can have the tops of the feet. We're just going to release back into our child's. We're going to lift up and come into down dog. We're going to stay there for a couple breaths. We can always pedal out the feet, shake head yes and no. And we've got 1 more breath here. We're going to step that right foot forward. We're going to drop the left knee. We're going to inhale, we're going to reach up. We're going to let the hands float down, left foot to meet the right foot. We reverse swan dive up. We reach up and we go into the second side immediately. So we swan dive down. Left knee onto the mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Right foot to meet the left foot. We come into our child. Lift up into down dog. We're going to stay there for a couple breaths. Again, we can pedal out the feet. Shake head yes and no. Now we're going to step that left foot forward so that we can bring that right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Bring that right foot to meet the left foot. We reverse swan dive up, palms to touch, and we close it off. We're going to do that again, 1 more each side. Inhale, arms reach up. We hip hinge, swan dive down. Right knee back. Arms come overhead. We release, hands down, left foot to meet the right foot. We come back into our child, to down dog. Right foot forward to bring the left knee down. Arms reach up. Hands come back down, left foot to meet the right foot. We reverse swan dive. We go immediately into the second side. Swan dive down. Left knee back onto the mat. Arms reach up. Hands release down. Back into child. Down dog. Left foot forward. Right knee down. Arms reach up. Hands come back down. Right foot to meet the left foot. We bring ourselves back up, palms to touch, and hands float through heart center. Good, so hopefully we should be feeling a little warmer, a little bit more mobilized. Well, let's go ahead and just roll the shoulders a couple times. And then we'll reverse. And then we're going to jump into just a couple standing postures. So we're going to take a wide stance on our mat. We're going to bring our left foot in, right foot out, and we're going to start to bend that right knee. We're going to be pressing pinky toe and big toe equally, As we kind of release into this, we want to make sure that that knee does not go past the ankle. So we can always widen our stance if we want to drop lower. Back foot, pinky toe pressing. We've got our torso lifted up. Arms are going to reach, and we're going to look over that front hand. So this is warrior two. We can always intensify by dropping that knee more. And we're breathing. Good. Then we're going to press into that bent leg, straighten it, pivot the feet, and do the same thing on the second side. So we're bending that front knee, big toe, pinky toe equally pressing, back leg, pinky toe pressing. We have our torso lifted, arms are going to reach, and we're going to look over that left hand, and we're going to decide how far down we want to sink in this. Lower body heavy, upper body lifted. Good, and then we're going to straighten the leg. Let's go ahead and pivot the feet. We're going to close it off just for a moment, and we're going to take a moment and notice. Good, now we're going to go into extended side angle. It's going to be the same thing with the lower body. We're going to change the upper body. So wide stance, left foot in, right foot out. We bend this right knee, making sure big toe, pinky toe, back leg is active, and then we're going to release down onto our forearm. We're going to take that top shoulder and roll it open. Now we can take the top arm, reach it up. We can also take the arm over the ear and feel that reach from the fingertips to the back foot. Good, and we've got one more breath here. We're going to press into that bent knee. We're going to lift ourselves up, straighten, pivot, and do that same thing second side. So we're bending front knee, big toe, pinky toe, back leg active. We're going to release down onto the forearm. We can always stay up higher if it doesn't feel comfortable to release that far down. Top arm is going to reach up, angle over, and we're going to hold. And we're going to breathe. Good, and then we're going to press into that bent knee leg, straighten. We're going to pivot, and we're going to close it off. We're going to take a moment and just notice. Good. Okay, so one final standing posture triangle. Wide stance, left foot in, right foot out. Now we're going to explore keeping that front leg straight. If you need to bend the knee at any point, please do. Arms are going to reach just like warrior two, but now we're going to take those right fingertips and we're going to draw them forward. And we're just going to let those arms windmill. So here you can stay up in a high triangle or you can explore going lower. What we don't want to do is we don't want to, when we go lower, collapse that top shoulder. So we want to think wide collarbones, reach, reach, reach. If it's comfortable, we can always look up towards that top hand. That's the most taxing on the neck. Otherwise, you can look to the side or even down. Good. Now we're going to softly bend this front knee just a little bit so we can press into the earth. Good. And then we're going to release and we're going to do the same thing second side. So legs straight as much as feels available. Arms are going to reach. Left fingertips reaching a little bit more. We windmill those arms. We can stay high. We can explore going lower. We can choose where we look, down to the floor or forward. Most taxing on the neck and also balance is looking up. We're going to breathe. Good. Then we're going to take a little soft bend into that knee, press into the earth, lift up, pivot, and close it off. Good. Let's do another little shakeout. And then we're going to come down into tabletop to do cat-cow. Great spinal movement. We'll just come directly down onto our knees. We're setting up in table. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet on the mat. We're going to curl into our cat, so belly button towards the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin gently draws towards the chest. And we're going to inhale and we're going to look forward, shoulders down the back, sits bones spread. And then we're going to curl into our cat. And we're going to release into cow. We've got 4 more here. Try to feel like that movement is just kind of undulating through the spine. It should feel nice. It should feel like you're creating some space. And mobilizing. Good, and this will be our last one. Good. And then we're going to just bring ourselves into a seated position, and we're going to release onto our back. So we're going to slowly roll on down, and then we're going to draw the knees into the chest. And let's rock the knees side to side. And then we're going to go forward and back. So we can press the knees away, rocking onto the sacrum, and then draw the knees in, flattening that low back. And we'll do that just a couple more times. Good, we have 2 more postures. We're going to let our feet release down to the earth. We're going to take our arms into a T. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. And then we're just going to let those knees sway a little bit from side to side. We're going to do that dynamically one more time each side. And then we're just going to let the knees drop over to one side. So this is a bit of a spinal twist. The legs are a little bit, they're kind of draping over to the side. If you want to make this a larger spinal twist, you can bring your legs into a 90-degree angle. So either kind of drapey, droppy, or a little bit more intense 90-degree angle. And we're going to stay here for about 2 more breaths. Good, then we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Let's kind of readjust back into kind of a midline position. And then either we'll start with a drapey drop, and then if we want to intensify that, we can make that more into a 90-degree angle. So drapey drop, a little less intense, or 90-degree angle. And we're going to breathe. Good, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring ourselves back to center. Our final hip opener, we're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together as long as that feels okay. If it doesn't, a couple options: walk your feet further away and don't have the bottoms of the feet touching. You could also widen your feet and have kind of the edges of the feet connected as you let the knees open. So this is a hip opener. If it feels okay, we can bring our arms into cactus arms, but we want everything to feel supported. And so if that means that your knees need to stay here, fine. And we're just going to stay here for a couple breaths. Good. So let's go ahead and slowly come out of this. We're going to extend our legs. If for any reason this is uncomfortable on our low back, we can bring the knees back up, walk them out, and let the knees drop in. Okay? We're going to focus on breathing. Arms are just going to comfortably be by your sides. Palms can be up or down or facing midline, whatever feels best for your shoulders. Let's make sure the eyes are soft, jaw is soft. And then we're going to go through 4 rounds of inhale, a count of 4, exhale, a count of 4. We inhale through the nose and we exhale through the nose. And when you finished your 4 rounds, go ahead and gently release that. And just for a breath or two, we're just going to take energy and awareness inside And if we can find a place of silence or stillness, we're just going to explore that. And you can stay here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, you can just come into a seated position. And if it feels available, your hands can come to heart center and gently opening your eyes, and namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a lovely day.